everybody, it's Cody, Dixon RC here. Happy New Year. Thanks for hanging around and waiting for me to post a new video. It's been a while. Sorry, I've been very busy with the store, going places and things like that. Matter of fact, being here, the amount of time that I'm here, it's hard for me to have time to do this, to film things, unboxings, builds. I build some stuff, but most of it you haven't seen. It's just, I've just built it to have it built. So, but anyway, I'm going to try and do better this year. I'm going to try and do some more filming, at least put out a video at least once a week, maybe 2 a week, maybe 3 a week. Depends on how it goes. Really going to try and get on the schedule. Really want to try and get, there's a lot of stuff coming out. There's a lot of stuff that's already been out that I need to do, things like that. I got tons of stuff I could just unbox for you, just see. Some stuff I'm going to be able to drive because some stuff I'm going to actually own, like this here. This is the new HPI Racing Venture18. It is a 18th scale mini crawler from HPI Racing. Kind of a crazy release. I didn't really expect it to happen. HPI has been on a wild ride over the past couple of years, more than a couple, probably about 10 or so. They've been bankrupt twice. The new owners that have it now, I don't know who it is that has it, but they have really stepped up their production. They've re-released a bunch of old things, bunch of old parts, bunch of old bodies. They're also releasing new things such as this here. They re-released the Venture RTR. I didn't get any of this one because it's such a ugly body. The chassis is great. I always have chassis kits in stock. They're fantastic for what they are. Nice little tidbit of information on that. HPI was, I think, the very first company to do a mass-produced front motor crawler chassis, I think. I don't think anybody else did it before them that actually physically had the motor in the front. Anyway, that's beside the point. So this is their new 85 Hilux made by Toyota. It's SR5. This is the Marty McFly truck from Back to the Future. They have it in black. They have it in red. They also have a brushed version and a brushless version. Another cool little deal that HPI did. This box, see how it's got the black truck on it? Guess what? The red truck has a red body on the box. This is HPI's first venture into the mini section or mini sector. Minis are going very hard right now. Every company is making some sort of mini. Red Cat's release with the Ascent 18 was probably the largest one. I know it's probably last year it was my #1 seller as far as RTRs go. Not hard when they come out at $100 and they went up. I mean, even at $120, it's still a heck of a deal. But so I think even more companies are going to do this. I don't know who would be next. Probably Losi would be next. I hope they bring back the mini rock crawler. Losi, if you're watching, let me have that. I'd love to have an MRC back. It would be a nice competitor against the Capra. That would be really cool to have. Element's got the 24. It's me at best. So Hobby Plus and Furetech's combined 18th scale stuff is great. That's really about it. Maybe Axial would come out with an 18th scale, but I don't think they will. Anyway, so we're going to unbox this. We're going to check out all the little features it's got on it. Also, we're going to drive it on my mini course in here. I don't think I've ever videoed it being driven on. So be kind of interesting to see how I throw that together. I don't really know how I'm going to do that quite yet, videoing it, because I can't one-hand. Well, maybe I'll be able to one-hand it. Who knows? We'll see. But so we'll take this out of the box. We'll look at it together. I'm pretty interested. I looked at a brushless one yesterday. It looks cool. I didn't really dive deep. I'm going to dive deep into this one. We'll see what size hexes it is, what size mainly the screws are, to give you guys an idea on that as well. So hang tight, we'll come around, we'll do some filming. All right, so let's get this thing unboxed. So we're going to just take it out of the box like normal. I have had this one out of the box because I wanted to have a display model for everybody to see in the store. Of course, you get a bag with a manual, USB charger, a hex to take off your wheels. And it looks like that might be I don't know, we'll see what that is. Styrofoam pieces, of course. Then the truck itself, then the remote. So the remote is a 4-channel radio. It looks like almost very similar. It's very similar to the Hobby Plus Arctos remote. It's not the exact same. I'm sorry, this is a 6-channel. Good Lord, it's got all kinds of little switches on it. So got channel 6 is looks like a 3-position. Channel 5 is a 3-position toggle. Then like 4 and 3 are push buttons. I'm sure those do the lights and 2-speed. And then of course 1 and 2 is steering and throttle. You get a lot of dip switches in this. Of course I figured mine as well. And most all these China ones do have that. Now with these radios anyway, dip switches are the way they're going. All right, so let's take off this plastic film here so we can see. Ooh, man, this thing is pretty. So there it is. So it also has yellow like roof lights and then yellow fog lights. They do not have bulbs in them, but headlights have bulbs in them. Turn signals do as well. So does the tail lights. So it has brake lights, reverse lights, turn signals, the whole deal. This is a straight axle truck. It is not a portal axle truck. It does have it's got wipers, it's got door handles, it's got mirrors, nice 2 bumpers front and rear, a roll bar. Golly, they did all the things, didn't they? That's pretty rad there. Nice looking sliders on the side that hold the body. That's great. A lot of these minis don't have that at all, so that's pretty cool they did that. Skids, just a normal skid like every other one. It looks like telescoping 3-piece drive shaft in the rear, maybe? I don't know, I can't tell. Hang on, let's see. Yep. So it has a 3-piece drive shaft in the rear. Front is a 1-piece because it's very small. Angle looks not great, but you know, at least it's small. It doesn't really matter too much. So this does have a tilt body with no body pins. Of course, the back says Venture right there, and that's probably where the mount for the hinge is there instead of back here. Mind you, this is a licensed Toyota body as well, so it does have Toyota badging all over it, which is really cool. The front right here is where you pull, you push it down, I think down, yeah. And then the body will, you gotta push it to the hole where the spot is. Then you just peel the body up, and that's it. And that's the hinge. And this isn't a floppy hinge either. We've got, like the Red Cat one is very loose because it comes off on the front, you know, it lifts forward. It's got a little capture point that it comes off of. This is actually tied together and it is very tight. So like when you lift the body up, it stays, which is nice. I like that. First thing you notice, it does have 2 servos. It has a 2-speed and then a servo on axle. It does come with XT30s and a little battery. It's going to be a 2S 600 milliamp battery, which is fine. That's not a bad deal. That's about norm for the minis. Does have a 55 turn. I think this is a 180 motor. I don't know. Don't quote me on that exactly, but I think that's a 180 because that looks like the motor that you get that's an upgrade for the SCX24. You do get oil-filled shocks with machined uppers and machined, these are collars. It does have a ESC LED receiver combo, so to speak. I know that's what it is, really. You could probably, it wouldn't be hard to swap motors because most of these minis have a motor plug that look just like that one there, so you could just swap that. I would imagine this is probably very close to, like I say, the 24 motor. So probably an Endura big motor would probably fit. I do wish that was bigger. We'll see if it's okay when we run it. So like I said, it does have 2 speeds, so it's got another mini servo that's the one, just like the one that's on here. Let's see, this is SD. Yep, same thing, same servos. So if your steering servo goes out and you don't really care about having the 2-speed, you can swap it over and then you've got 2-speed until you get another servo. This looks like a normal, probably like a TRX4 style, TRX4M style servo. So probably wouldn't be hard to fit a Reefs in it or a torque, or you have to be really careful with what you put in the front on the axle because there's not a lot of space in between the motor and the servo. So you have to be really careful with that. You do get lights, and they're run through the rear hinge, and then they're taped to the body to go to the front and then the back. The only other thing you really got to worry about if you're changing anything is to not lose these adapters. that go from the servo 3-wire to whatever plugs into this receiver, which is usually a 3-wire as well, but it's a smaller plug than, say, a normal receiver plug. So pretty cool. I mean, it's not, of course, it's not the most fantabulous thing in the world, but it doesn't have to be. These minis don't have to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, to be honest. So, it's got, I think these are 1.2 wheels, beadlocks. They are beadlocks from the factory. And it is, I don't know what size tire. It does have rotation. It is a 60, am I reading that right? It's a 60 millimeter tall tire in a 1.2. So we'll have to try some other 1.2s as well. I've got a set of brass 1.2s on my Evo Pro with the factory 68 millimeters. I don't know if that would work because that might be too big. Because I mean, this thing already looks like it's going to rub the body as it is, which is not a problem, but still pretty neat. I mean, you don't want to go too big. I really do wonder why they went 1.2. This HPI and Hobby Plus and Furatech are the only company that has a 1.2. The only thing that really sucks about that is there's not a lot of options for tires or wheels out there. Power Hobby has 2 sets of brass type wheels, and then Hobby Plus has those Steelies with the brass ring. That's really the only 2 options out there for 1.2s for now. I'm sorry that I can get. I'm sure there's others out there, but that's all that I can get in for having stock. Like I say, it is a straight axle. Does look like there's plenty of room for upgrades like C-hubs and knuckles and brass and like rear lockouts like a normal, maybe some diff covers. Yeah, those should be pretty simple too. The only other thing I can see without taking it all apart, it does have bushings in it. It does not have bearings in it, which, I mean, if you're not going to get, honestly, with these little ones, that's not really that big of a deal. You may get a little bit more free roll with a bearing, but not too bad. So, man, this body they did a really good job. I've always liked HPI on their bodies when they do a nice body. I mean, it's pretty thick Lexan for what it is. I mean, the front grille is a nice Toyota grille with, headlights and buckets. The wipers are nice and stout. The mirrors are going to be the first thing that goes. It'll be the first thing that gets broke. Roll bar's nice. I mean, it's nice, man. This is a pretty rad little truck. I dig this. I'm not, you couldn't tell me 2 years ago that I'd be a Mini fan, or heck, even about a year ago. I bought one. Now I've got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I got 11 of them now. This is number 11. So, and I'm sure it's not going to stop anytime soon. so we have a really good time here with our mini nights when I have mini competitions here on our mini course inside. So I'm going to, just give me a minute. I'm going to try and get this thing set up, and we're going to go over there and try and drive. I don't know how that's going to go quite yet, but I'm going to see if we can figure out how to set that up so where y'all can see me drive, or see the truck drive, not me drive. Y'all don't care about me driving, but see this truck perform with these nice fluid shocks. Man, it's so smooth. Okay. All right, so hang tight. I'll be back in just a minute. All right, something we didn't go over. So this little piece that's in the bag with the manual is for one-handed operation. So you can actually go in and take this front. I'm going to do this right here. So you get a 2.5 millimeter screwdriver. You take off the screw. Easy to do. Just comes right out. Keep that because you'll reuse it. This pops off, no big deal. You can see in the back, it's got a specific way for this to go. So like it only goes one way, and it sits right in there just like that. There's two Phillips head screws that go into it. Why they didn't just put this on there, I don't know, but it might have been an afterthought. Easy for that to go in there. Just screws in there just like that. So now you got a thumb control. So this, again, will only go on here one way. Throw said screw back into it. Tighten it down. Don't go He-Man on it, but now you've got a thumb control. I might be able to do some one-handed. Also, another thing, while I was doing that, this manual is probably the best mini manual out there. So it has a section for just chassis maintenance, which tells you how to take the wheels off of it, tells you how to take the B-locks apart, tells you how to take the shocks off, tells you how to take the axle off, it tells you how to take everything apart in this thing. I don't think any of the other Minis really have that. I mean, it's not hard to figure out, of course, but it does have a bunch of troubleshooting. It's got both the connections for the flux and the non-flux. Flux in HPI's terminology is the brushless, but it has everything. Like all the different deals, and it's got a really good explanation in the very beginning about what the dip switches mean, where they should be. Like ESC setup, it has a section for the dip switches. I mean, that's pretty good, man. This is a thick boy daggum manual. It's 50 pages long, 55 pages long as a matter of fact. A nice breakdown with all the part numbers. I mean, can't beat that, really, especially for the 100. Oh, by the way, this thing's $149.99 for the brushed version. The brushless version is $199.99. So 50 bucks, you get a FureTech. It's a FureTech Venom, I think is which one it is. It's whichever the one that comes in the Fury wagon. So that brushless setup is what's in this as well, just badged as HPI. It comes with the FureTech control program card as well. So let's get this thing powered up. I'm gonna put some batteries in the remote, and then we're gonna go drive. So hang tight. All right, so I don't think I'm gonna one-hand this thing. I'm also not gonna go up my crazy bridge here because I don't really want to damage the thing. First thing, that thing right there is pretty rough. So we're gonna come down the hill. We're gonna go through these rocks here, then we're gonna go up. So just to show you a little bit of how this thing drives realistically. Move some of my rocks around. I got rocks everywhere, man. So channel 3 is for the lights. So you can turn them on. You can turn on, you can have no blinker, with blinker, brights. I don't know what that does. And then hazards, and then off. So see, when you first press it, when you do your, so I'm just gonna run the lights on. So this is on, it does have a pretty good drag brake, which is good. Most things slide down that. Oof. this. Oh no. Oh well, that section is probably the toughest on the board, so it's really, really hard to do. Ooh. It needs a little bit of weight in some spots. All right, so let's talk about our initial impressions on this thing, or my initial impressions on this thing. Listen, for the amount of money you pay for a licensed body mini truck, it's great. I mean, 150 bucks is not bad in realms of how much money you're spending for all the other stuff. Anyway, the fact that it has lights and 2-speed and a sweet looking body, not a bad deal. Another thing, most hardware on it's a 1.5 millimeter hex driver. The nuts for the wheels are 5 millimeter, like most of the other 18th scale stuff. It does have center caps. That is a pretty cool little deal that most don't have, is center caps on their minis anyway. I really want to put, I've got a couple of other 18th scale ones right here in front of me. I'm going to put my Evo Pro right here beside it, and I'm going to put my Fury Wagon. Well, not really. That's the same as the daggum. That's the same as that one. Or that's the same as the Evo Pro, basically. So let's put the red cap. If you look, the Toyota is a little bit bigger, body-wise, for sure. It's wider. Of course, this is more a competition-style truck from the factory anyway, so it's going to be a little bit different. Also, this one's more of a normal style truck, and it also is a little different because I put different wheels and tires on it, so it's a little wider. I have a little bit of brass on it too as well. Not much. That one doesn't have very much done to it. It's sticking to a simple mod class, not the extreme class like this one would be. I mean, you know, it's great for what it is. I think it's fantastic. It needs a little bit of weight in some places, maybe some heavy wheels. Might drop down to a 1.0 and put like, these are 56.5, I think. It's the Power Hobby Trail Warriors, I think. Anyway, these are 60 mil, and they don't really look 60 mil. These are 68. These are the Hobby Plus ones that come on the Evo Pro. I love them enough. I put them on 2 trucks. I put them on my Fury Wagon as well, with the Steelies with the brass ring. Not bad. And then you want to talk about another 18th scale. You got the 18th scale capper, which is bigger than all of them. So I don't know. Scale is, you know, a mute point and all this stuff, really. So all in all, I think it's well worth what it is for the amount of money that it is, considering it looks as good as it does. I mean, it looks fantastic with some decent looking wheels on it and some good tires on it. Maybe some Swampers or something like that would look really cool on it. So we'll see, and we'll go from there. But I hope y'all enjoyed watching this. Thanks for sticking with me and waiting for me to release another video. I know it's been a while, so like I say, I'm really going to try and keep posting videos. We'll see. I'm going to try my best. But I got plenty of stuff here that I've been working on behind the scenes that I can do some filming on. So Thanks for watching, everybody, and we will see you next time.